Greetings P32 crew and welcome to my undecorated living room. My name as always is Ian Higton and today I'm going to be unboxing this, the Marathon Collector's Edition. Now I think the first thing you'll notice about the packaging for this Marathon Collector's Edition is its very unique hexagonal shape. It's covered in those fonts and bright greens that you'll be familiar with if you've paid any attention to Marathon at all. And yes, inside it includes a statue of the Thief class character, along with some little extras as well, which we're going to dig into as I unsheath the box. Now the cool thing about taking this collector's item apart is that each layer of the packaging supposedly takes you through the shell weaving process of the shells that you run as when you are playing Marathon. So as we can see here, we've got the initial part of the shell weaving process, the interior, the veins and the organs, but then if I take this top layer off, we can see now that the shell has been fully formed with some robotics and some cables. It's also got a little bit of texture to it. These little icons here, these little symbols are raised. And this spins right around to the back. We can see a profile shot of the shell. We've got the Marathon logo on the back. Around this edge here, you can see the nervous system perhaps of the shell. And then background says Thief icon. And then back around to the front here, where the entire package opens up like a little display case. Nice. Now the attention to detail on this little diorama display stand is really good. It shows a scene from the Diorama map. So a big watery expanse with a grey, cloudy sky, dim light and weird alien style buildings, along with a giant planet hanging in the sky. And then in the center of this display is one of the first things we get in the package. It is a really cool lenticular that once again goes through the processes of shell weaving. So starting from, if I can get the light right here, starting from the internals and then coming all the way through to a full shell. Oh, it's hard to pick it up with my camera, but you can kind of see the full face there coming in, and the internal greens of that silk, and then going back to the cables, and then the nervous system. It's actually a really long lenticular, and it's attached to the front of the box here, so you can see what the finished Thief shell looks like underneath. But yeah, this lenticular, hopefully I can get it without it glaring on the camera here on this wide. It's really vibrant and it has so many factors of change in there when you turn it and move it. I really hope that comes across. Right, let's see if we can't pull this central section out. Squeaky polystyrene. So here you go, look, here's the full display stand here, the full diorama. And you're going to be able to put your statue of the Thief in the middle here if you want a really big, wide display. But I'm going to move that out of the way for a second and concentrate on the innards. So yeah, there's that lenticular piece. We've got some instructions here, which basically are just about electrical safety warnings, because you actually get to plug this statue in. It's got some lights built into it. Before we get in there though, there are a few little postcards included. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all full colour, all very well printed, beautiful designs of some of the shells. On the back you've also got Marathon and a place where you can put your stamp and write your address if you want to send someone a marathon postcard. I'd probably get these framed, stick them up on my wall, to be honest. But yeah, that's a pretty gorgeous collection of sci-fi art there. Sci-fi art? The internal packaging continues to be covered with some amazing designs. I really like these shots here on the side of the thief, especially in her element, doing some stalking, ready to grab some loot and then extract successfully, hopefully without getting ganked by another player or some of the game's incredibly tricky AI. Lovely makeup she's got on there. Love what she's done with her eyeshadow. Right, so let's flop that lenticular back down again and pull this final covering off. I need to get a knife. That's not a knife, that's a sword. But it'll do the job anyway. Right, so we're just gonna slightly score the sellotape that is holding these halves together. I do not want to damage the model inside. Slide it open. Oh! Already dropped something. Alright, here we go. Oh, incredible. Right, I'm going to get this out in a second. I just need to grab what ran away. Okay, the first thing that fell out was this little patch. It says Alpha 8 1990X. This comes in purples and pinks and that marathon green colour. It's going to look good emblazoned on anyone's shoulder, I'm sure. Also included in here, before we get to the big statuette itself, is a little miniature model of a worm, or, to be more precise, a silkworm, or a Bombix mori Nexus 1, a silkworm created by Sekiguchi Genetics. And this thing is what produces the silk that weaves the suits, which you can see a part of here. But let's pull it out of the box fully first. This is a very weighty model. The base here is resin, very solid. She is wading through the waters of the Diorama, and there is the body of a fallen runner below her in the water. Let's have a close-up look at these details. Okay, so we've got the runner herself holding a little pistol. A very detailed face. Some of these models that you get, the painting on the faces and stuff, can be a little bit awkward and a little bit wonky, but no, it's really neatly done here. Super detailed, a very, very impressive piece of work. There's some writing on her shirt. Over on the back, she's got an SMG. What do you reckon that is? The Brut, maybe? Got her hair tied up. Nice texture on the hair, and also some details on that helmet. Shame that doesn't say 32 rather than 33, really, though. Got a nice backpack here to store all her loot in. A knife for some melee attacks. Doll-like legs there, because obviously she's not a real human. She is a 3D printed or, I don't know, moth, silkworm made shell. But her knee joints are really cool. And then that statue, you can see the way the resin acts as real water, so it warps the light. So you get kind of like an impression of depth. Almost like looking into a fish tank, really. And then inside the bottom of here, well, you've got this grass stuff growing out of here, which is slightly flexible. You probably don't want to go tugging on it too much and breaking it, but slightly flexible grass there. Some lily pads, and then you've got the dead runner down there. Or is it a runner, or it might be a robot? A UESC. They're the baddies. And he's dropped his gun as well. There's his gun. And you can see down here, actually, there is a button with a USB-C port. So let's get this plugged in and see what it looks like with some lights on the go. Now in the box you get a meter-long USB to USB-C cable. It's not the longest cable I've ever seen. You might want to invest in a longer one if you don't have any plug sockets close. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into the slot on the back. Oh, and it's instantly lighted up. I didn't even have to press the button. So you can turn it on and off, like so. The lights themselves aren't very bright, at least not from the side. They're a little bit brighter from the top. They do work to illuminate the water slightly. I don't think it's going to illuminate the entire model as much as maybe people hoped. Maybe if I turn the lights off, we'll get a little better look at the effect. Ooh. Here we are, slightly darker situation now. The lights proving to be not very bright, but enough to give this kind of moody, misty, murky look to the water. And then if we go up above the statue, you can see the light shining through the lily pads and up slightly onto the thief's shell. I think this would look pretty cool when the lights are completely off, when you're in pitch black, but it definitely won't illuminate the entire statue. So yeah, this is the thief in the murky dire marsh in the dark with the lights illuminating, and the whole thing looks pretty epic. If you've got a lot of shelf space, that is a really fantastic thing to have up. And here we go. Here is all the packaging for the special edition in one place, all together, from the sheaths to the lenticulars to the postcards to the miniature silkworm and the patch and the amazing glow-in-the-dark highly detailed model. This is a great special edition. I do love how the packaging stays in theme with the game, with the fonts, with the bright colours, the way it all feels very sci-fi and transformative, the way you take like layers off and it exposes parts of the shell weaving process. There's a lot of thought gone into making this. It's a really good companion if you are a fan of Marathon the game. Is this something that you want to get? Have you already bought it? What do you think of it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and or subscribe, preferably both, to Platform 32 if you enjoyed this unboxing video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Bungie for sending me this collector's edition to unbox for you all as well. I plan to do more unboxings on this channel in the future, along with a return to previews and reviews and edited Let's Plays and all the other stuff I couldn't do when I was working for Eurogamer. Now they've made me redundant, I can do whatever I want on here. So I'm going to be trying out lots of little things, seeing what works, what doesn't, and just getting back into a flow of things. And I'm going to hope to grow Platform 32 into something big and better than Eurogamer ever was. So yeah, stick with me here on Platform 32. I will see you very soon. All that's left to say now is marathon, marathoff. Goodbye. Oh, my knees. Ow.